Genesis 50, verse 20. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Have you ever felt like life has thrown you into a pit? Maybe you've been betrayed, abandoned, or faced setbacks that make you question if God is still with you. If that's you, I want to remind you today, God is not done with your story. What the enemy meant for evil, God will use for good. Let's talk about Joseph, who was a young man with big dreams that God had given him. But instead of stepping right into his destiny, his own brothers betrayed him. They threw him into a pit, sold him into slavery, and left him for dead. Joseph ended up in Egypt, working as a slave in Potiphar's house. Just when things seemed to be getting better, he was falsely accused and thrown into prison. Years passed. It seemed like his dream had died. But in reality, God was setting him up for something greater. One day Pharaoh had a troubling dream, and Joseph was called to interpret it. With wisdom from God, Joseph not only provided the interpretation, but also gave a strategy to save Egypt from famine. In an instant, he was promoted from prisoner to second in command over all of Egypt. When the same brothers who betrayed him later came to Egypt for food, Joseph could have sought revenge. Instead, he forgave them, saying, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." The lesson: your current situation is not the end of your story. You may be in the pit right now, but the palace is coming. You may be in a season of waiting, but God is preparing you for something greater. Every setback, every betrayal, every trial, it's all part of God's divine plan to bring you into your purpose. Maybe you've been asking, why is this happening to me? But instead, ask God, what are you preparing me for? Encouraging scriptures. Romans 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him who have been called according to His purpose. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. How to trust God in the pit. Keep your faith. Just because you don't see a way doesn't mean God isn't working. Joseph stayed faithful even in prison. Forgive those who hurt you. Holding on to bitterness can keep you stuck. Joseph's destiny wasn't in his brother's hands. It was in God's. Stay ready for your promotion. When the opportunity came, Joseph was prepared. Stay in prayer, stay in the Word, and stay faithful. So when God opens the door, you can walk through it. Declare victory over your life. Speak God's promises over your situation. What He has planned for you is greater than anything that has come against you. Short prayer. Father, I thank you that no setback, betrayal, or hardship can stop your plan for my life. Help me to trust you in the pit, knowing that you are leading me to my purpose. I surrender my fears, my doubts, and my pain to you. I believe that what the enemy meant for evil, you will turn for good. In Jesus' name, amen.